If everyone blinked at the same time, nobody would know. No one has ever been inside an empty room. Brushing your teeth is the only time you clean your skeleton. Some of the most profound and important thoughts have been dubbed shower thoughts, or aha moments. Believe it or not, when the apple fell on Sir Isaac Newton's head and he discovered gravity, that was a shower thought. So what is the eureka effect, or shower thoughts, and how does our brain create them? As the legend goes, in the 3rd century BC, the king of Syracuse was suspicious that his new gold crown was partially replaced with less precious metals. He asked a well-known scientist, Archimedes, to test if his crown is really all gold. Puzzled, Archimedes searches for solutions but comes up empty-handed. One day, he slips into the bathtub and notices the water level rising. Then, he realizes he can use water replacement to test if the crown is really gold. Overjoyous, he runs into the street naked, yelling, "Eureka!" which means "I've got it." So how do these sudden and sometimes strange thoughts come to be? Well, what is a shower thought? It's not exactly just a thought that happens in the shower. It's an epiphany, an aha moment, or more commonly known as the eureka effect. It's a creative idea that forms usually during the most unlikely times. Shower thoughts have been reportedly most commonly found during morning showers, therefore earning its name. There was even a Reddit page devoted to shower thoughts, with hundreds of thousands of members. But to understand this on a little bit more of a deep level, we must learn about 3 very important lobes of the brain. There are 4 lobes of the cerebrum: the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe, and the temporal lobe. The ones we will be focusing on are the frontal lobe, the temporal lobe, and the occipital lobe. The frontal lobe is responsible for reasoning, planning, speech, movement, emotions, and problem solving. The temporal lobe is responsible for auditory perception, memory, and speech, and the occipital lobe is in charge of visual processing. John Kounios, a cognitive neuroscientist and professor of psychology at Drexel University, has researched what happens at the moment of an aha moment.
We've looked at what happens right at the moment when an idea pops into your awareness as an aha moment out of the blue. And that involves a burst of activity in the right temporal lobe of the brain, right about here, just above the right ear. What we were a little surprised about is that there are a whole series of unconscious brain states that lead right up to that you're not aware of. And what we also discovered is each of those states, each of those steps towards a new idea can be influenced or tweaked in various ways to make it more likely that you'll end up having one of these aha moments.
John mentions that the moment before one of these aha moments, your occipital lobe, or the lobe responsible for visuals, dims a bit, so you can mimic this by going into dark, damp, and quiet rooms. This explains why a song Yesterday came to Paul McCartney of the Beatles in a dream. He was in a cold, dark place, which allowed his brain to think more creatively.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far.
Kounios goes on to mention that being in a small, cramped space can affect your creativity, and that's why so many writers and artists prefer working alone and outside in a big open space. It's also better to work in large open spaces because tiny office spaces such as cubicles can give our brain the impression that we have no room for creativity, and the frontal cortex, or the lobe responsible for organization and strict schedules, must be in full force, limiting our creativity. Furthermore, ever wonder why you have so many great thoughts when you're in a good mood? Kounios says,
when you're in a positive mood, it activates a part of your brain right in the middle of the front of your cortex. It's called the anterior cingulate. And when you're in a positive mood and that area lights up, it literally expands the scope of your thought to encompass all sorts of long shot and crazy ideas.
Basically, when you're in a positive mood, your usually super uptight frontal cortex can relax and allow ideas and new creative thoughts to flow through, which is always great. Jonathan Scooler, a professor at UC Santa Barbara, says, engaging in non-demanding tasks seems to foster productive mind wandering, which will lead to these experiences. Studies have shown that taking a day or even just a few minutes to unwind and relax can open your head and allow for more creative thinking. Obviously, you can't always be happy in an open space or have the luxury to relax for some time. However, just being aware of your surroundings and enjoying the little things in life can allow for more aha moments. Though they sometimes may be strange, these thoughts are just signs of healthy brain development and activity. Plus, sometimes they can lead to great things. Just ask Archimedes. So why do they happen during morning showers? While there is no straightforward answer, during the morning in my personal experience, my head is clear. I just got a good night of sleep and I feel refreshed. I don't have much anxiety and I feel more at ease, so my brain is more likely to relax. When you wake up, you're more likely to have an open mind, which is why a good night's rest is so important. Waking up and taking a shower allows for you to be more aware of surroundings, which is a crucial part of your brain creating shower thoughts. Everyone has had at least one, so I'm sure many of you can relate to this sudden aha moment. When your brain is under stress, the prefrontal cortex is asserting dominance, which is less focused on creativity and more on predictability and organization. Obviously, these things are important, but we should always strive to maintain a healthy balance. Taking care of yourself, indulging in activities you enjoy, giving yourself rewards, but also making sure to take care of your priorities and completing your mandatory obligations are all important factors in making sure you can create these fun and silly thoughts, but also keeping your brain healthy. I hope you enjoyed learning about this just as much as I did, and now you know why your brain creates these strange and weird thoughts sometimes.